Hello, my name is Tamara Sweeney from Targeted Parent Speaks Out. Today is Easter 2017, and what I just experienced, I cannot keep quiet. And in order for me to explain what I experienced, I have to kind of backtrack. So hopefully I'm not jumping all over the place, but I have to get you to understand what it is like to live with someone and have children that constantly put you down, demean you, and undermine you. First, I want to speak about my marriage to Tom Sweeney and his mother, Marguerite. I was married to both. I just didn't know it. And I also want to explain what it was like raising my children with him. Ever since they were born, this has happened since birth. And yes, I don't understand why I stayed so long, but I did. I can't answer that question, but I did. But why I was raising my children, I was just doing what a mother normally does. You know, teaching your children the basics. How to walk, how to potty train them, how to ride a bike. But everything I asked my children to do, my ex would undermine me. So when they got old enough, I'd ask them to, let me even go back. When I would potty train them, he would unpotty train them. So they weren't wearing diapers. But it was easier for my husband to just put a diaper on them instead of going through the motions of training someone. So then when they got older, you know, typical mom, brush your teeth, make your bed. He would tell them to do the complete opposite. Don't brush your teeth. Don't listen to your mom. Don't make your bed. Don't listen to your mom. Don't clean your room. Don't put your clothes away. Whatever I said, he undermined me. Now, my mother-in-law would tell my children all the time how she hated her mother. Couldn't stand her mother, but adored her father. And on my wedding day, she told me never to criticize her Tommy. That's what the kindergarten teachers told her. So she never criticized her Tommy. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but this is what she said. Was, if you don't service your man, he will go elsewhere. So that was on my wedding day. Anyway, going back to raising the children, I had my mother-in-law chirping in their ears. I had my husband teaching them to demean me. And then I had my husband campaign with everyone surrounding me so that I would feel like I was crazy or that my beliefs were so off base. So, you know, he would sit down and have conversations with my 90-year-old grandmother saying I was a bad mom. He would go around talking to my siblings. He would go around talking to my parents, to neighbors, everyone, and just saying I was a bad person, a bad mother. I had no idea this was going on. Anyway, the demeaning got really, really bad to the point of after 17 years, I was with him. I was with him 18, raised my children 17 years alone. He was never home, always gone, 6 weeks gone, home on the weekends, 6 weeks gone. So we figured it out. He was like home 3 months out of a year. So in my mind, all I had to do was raise my children the best that I could. And my goal was for my children to find their passion in life, to whatever their gift may be. All I wanted them to do was find their passion and go for it. Work in that field, whatever it may be. I was raised to tell the truth, to be kind to people, to have a kind heart, to have a good soul. And that's how I raised my kids. I don't know if that's right or not, because so many people walk all over you and use you if you're a good person. But anyway, after 17 years of being disrespected, I went back to work, fell in love with someone who I worked with, told my husband about him, told him I was in love with him, and my husband went on a rampage. Tom Sweeney, nobody leaves Tom Sweeney, and he went on a vengeance. He told me I would live 6 feet under. I would never see my children again. I wouldn't have a dime, nowhere to live, and he will destroy my credit, which he has done, all the above. But I'm not going to get into that. But what he did was build a hate campaign against me. He hired my brother. We haven't spoken to my brother. My brother is adamant on beating people down, like, until they understand or believe that I'm crazy. So my brother is a big part of my husband's game. So my husband knew that my brother was an angry person, so he could just control him like a puppet. And my brother has pretty much done all the damage on taking my children away from me and telling my kids they don't need a mother in life. Because my brother did that to his own wife. His first wife, he put in a mental home. His daughter barely sees the mother. Second wife, he tried to do that too. But she was strong enough and had the support of the town to back her. So my brother was shut down. And now he's with someone again, his third person that he's with. And she's so fooled. But my brother married someone that has a handicap, or didn't marry, I'm sorry. They're together. She has a handicapped son, God bless her. And he's able to manipulate her. And she has no idea how evil this man is. But my husband also hired my brother-in-law. But my brother-in-law had to divorce my sister. He's beaten my sister down so much that she's thoroughly depressed. And my husband also had the help of the neighbors that I used to help take care of. I helped raise those kids. And he turned them against me. I actually, for 17 years, raised the kids alone. And I was that mom that had all the kids at my house. And I helped the other mothers. While they went to work, I was the one that was at home helping them with their children. For 17 years, there's not one police report of child abuse, of me beating my kids, of me being a bad person. I don't have a DUI. I don't do drugs. Nothing on my record. But the day I ask for divorce, then all of a sudden, I'm crazy. My husband can come home and stay home for good, and he's never left the house. So he's been home now since 2012, and he's quite the father. But he wasn't around when I was married, and I thought he made me believe we had no money. But this man lied to me from day one, because he had money all along. Him and his mother hid the money, hid the assets, hid all the businesses. I had no idea. I supported my husband, gave him money, gave him over $20,000, thinking that, you know, as he calls it, he's out building his empire. Well, in reality, I was just there for my Social Security number and an incubator to have children, for his image, to make him look like a family man, to make him look like he's of importance. He needs that grandiose, I don't know what you want to call it. He needs to be patted on the back 24/7 and saying how great he is. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about this on my radio show called Country Talk Radio. It's called Flying Monkeys. What flying monkeys are people that work for my ex-husband. They believe everything they say. And what I don't understand about my neighbors is, why would any woman or any mother believe it's okay for a child to demean a mother and kick them out of their life? Because I can tell you this, a child does not have natural feelings of hatred. It's a learned behavior. A child wants both their parents in their life. They don't choose to hate a parent and kick them down and constantly put them down. My children were as normal as you want to call normal, as I thought when I was raising them. They had a heart. They were innocent. They had a soul, and they had kindness, and they had compassion. I was teaching them life lessons so that they could decide in life what they wanted to do. But my husband would turn it around. I was forcing my kids to play sports. I was forcing my kids to go to church. I was forcing my kids to learn how to ski or ice skate or whatever. That I was a militant. I was trying to teach my kids the basics. How to cook, how to clean, how to survive, how to live life. And he turned it around, that I was this militant. The guy who was never home for birthdays, never there for the birth of my children. My parents were there. But my husband would come in and fly out. And half the time he was drunk anyway. He didn't even remember anything. Anyway, I don't want to come across angry. I am so frustrated that people don't understand. And they judge you. They judge that targeted parent. When in reality, they should be focusing on that man who's raising my children to drink, to do drugs, that money buys everything. And there is no wrong. You can steal, you can lie, you can cheat, you can demean your mother, and you can demean God in church. I'm going to give you an example today at Easter. We're in church. I can't even get my son to stick his finger into the holy water and bless himself. That's it. Purposely doesn't do it. Then in church, he won't kneel. He won't say anything. And then he's like questioning God the whole entire time in church. Saying, how do you know God's real? God's not real. There's no proof. Some of these questions would be normal questions. But from someone that has experienced my ex for so long and understands how my kids think, these are not my children. They're not my children. I didn't raise them this way. Like I said, I raised them with a heart and a soul, and to have empathy, kindness, compassion. My ex has turned it around, and my kids have hatred, anger, disrespect. They disrespect women. They disrespect anyone. And my husband, or my ex, is 100% right, and I'm always 100% wrong. That doesn't happen in the real world. Anyway, I have to go because somebody just walked into the house. But I wanted to speak about NPDs. It's narcissistic parenting, borderline disorder. It's what I'm living. It is who Tom Sweeney is, and his mother. And I need people to have guts and stand up to my children and stop them from this chaos. Drop seeds in their head. Because you don't treat people like this. I wouldn't treat a dog, a fly, anyone. The only one who can judge is God. I'm not above anyone, and I'm not below anyone. I'm equal to you. What's wrong with this world? We are all the same. We all have the same veins. We all have the same heart. We all have the same blood pumping through us. The only thing that's different is good versus evil. Who has a heart and a soul, and who doesn't. That's what divides us. Who is kind? Who is evil? I hope everyone has a good Easter and doesn't ever experience what targeted parents experience. Thank you.